and welcome to Ruby Pilates. It's Robyn here. I'm so glad you joined me today for this workout of waking up the core. What we're going to need is a cushion for our head and neck, as well as our mat. I hope you guys enjoy it today. Let's get going. Start today's class with tuning into our breath. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and lie on our back. So rolling down, and we're going to look at diaphragmatic breathing or belly breathing. So the first thing we want to do is get comfortable. Our knees are bent, our feet are hip width apart. Place your hand on your chest and your belly and start to identify where you breathe in your body. So take inhalations and exhalations deeply, inhaling for a count of 4 and exhaling for a count of 6. So you want your exhalation to be slightly longer than the inhalation. And notice where you breathe in the body and try and direct that breath into your belly and feel the rise and fall of your hand. And as this is now working for you, place your hands in your ribcage for posterior lateral breathing. So breathing into the sides and back of the ribcage. So we're inhaling and exhaling, and we're trying to get the ribcage to close or contract on every exhalation. And as you do this, you want to try and really pull that belly to spine and engage the abdominals. This is very important to create our stability when we move. And it also enables us to be able to contract our abdominals. So these are all really important principles to start our practice off with. We're now going to go ahead and place our hands together into our diamond shape and place them onto our pelvis for our pelvic tilts. You're going to inhale to prepare in your neutral spine and exhale, push that lower back into the mat, tilting the pelvis toward you, and then release. And let's go for 2. Remembering to keep that chin tucked, that neck lengthened. And push for 3. Always focusing on pulling up your pelvic floor and squeezing your belly button to your spine, activating all your core muscles. And release. Let's go ahead and actively focus on those pelvic floor contractions. So what this is a contraction by drawing up inside of you, almost as if you're preventing yourself from going to the toilet. So think of the inside of your pelvic floor as a flower that's closing as you draw up and opening as you release. It's very important that you release the muscle completely as well as contract it. So it's a full range of motion. So you can't actually see movement going on here because it's internal. These are very important exercises just for your longevity of health of your pelvic floor. With your pelvic floor in mind, we're going to go ahead and do some leg slides. So we'll slide our left leg out in front of us and place your hands on your hips just to ensure that those hips remain still at all times. Let's take that right leg forward. So you're inhaling the leg in and exhaling the leg out. Always bringing the feet back to their original position. Let's do one more of these. So you're drawing up through that pelvic floor as you move your legs. We'll try the same thing with knee openings. So you'll drop your left knee open, holding onto the right hip, ensuring that that hip doesn't move with the movement of the leg, and then swap the hands over to open the right knee. And then bring that leg back in. So you're constantly thinking about your core muscles, really drawing up through your pelvic floor whilst you move and engaging your abdominals. This is our last rep here. And we'll go ahead and move into our pelvic curls. So again, keep your mind on your pelvic floor. You're going to start from your neutral spine. You'll then inhale to prepare. The arms are lengthened down by your sides. Exhale, tilt that pelvis and take that pubic bone up and squeeze those glutes. So as you get to the top of the movement, you really want to feel the sensation of your lower ribs contracting towards your hip bones. So there's a shortening of the abdominals, which will ensure that you really are activating your glutes. You can also push those heels into the mat to further challenge you. And down you go. We'll do 6 reps here. So take that pelvis up to the ceiling, squeeze the glutes, and then articulate from the top of the spine all the way down to the sacrum and back to neutral, and then push into the mat again. So it's a sequential movement. There's an opening of your vertebra, one at a time. Last one. Up you go. Squeeze and release it down. Let's now go into our shoulder bridge with our pulses and abduction. So in our bridge position, we're now up there and we'll pulse down and open the legs at the top of the movement, open those knees. So exhale up and open, inhale down and pulse it up. So there should really be a concentration on really squeezing those glutes at the top of the movement, seeing the pubic bone. And with absolute control, you're dropping over those feet to open the knees. Let's do 2 more. This is our last one coming up for 8. Squeeze, open, close, and then exhale to roll down through the spine back to neutral. And let's just grab onto those knees and rock them towards us so that we can stretch our lumbar spine, if that feels good for you. And now what we're going to do is we're going to really focus on our transverse abdominis, which is the big muscle that surrounds us like a corset. And we're going to do some knee folds. So we're simply going to lift our left leg up to tabletop position and lower the foot back down to where it was originally. The thing is, it looks like a simple movement, but if you're really engaging your core, that means pulling your belly button to spine, closing your rib cage, and then moving the legs. You want to also maintain your neutral spine, so that little gap between your lower back and the mat. It should be quite a challenging movement. We'll do 8 reps. We're already on our 6th. Let's go for our 7th. Inhale down and exhale up. And we'll move straight onto our double knee folds, where we're bringing both legs up into tabletop position. What's important here is you push that lower back into the mat to protect your spine and lower back. Take the legs up for 1 and inhale down. Exhale up. So you really are moving in a controlled manner. And we're swapping sides. So with the one side, we've gone up with our left leg first. And now we're going to go up with our right leg. So it's always about balancing the movement in the body. Let's go for 3. So you really want to feel that contraction in your abdominals constantly as you move your limbs. We'll now move on to our leg swaps, which is another variation of this. Again, push the lower back into the mat and take those legs up to tabletop. And on the exhale, you'll tap that right toe down to mat and switch, switch. So you're switching mid-air. We'll do 16 reps. So you really want to be pushing that lower back into the mat, shortening the distance between the rib cage and the hips, and drawing your belly button to spine as you move your legs in a very controlled manner. 2 more. 1 more. Brilliant. And release. Lower those legs and let's stretch those legs out and the arms for our starfish stretch. You can rock those hips from side to side. I find this feels really nice for stretching out the hips. We're now getting into our all four position for our cat stretch with rocking. So ensuring that those shoulders are above wrists and hips above knees. You're going to round through the back, look at the belly button, and extend and look up, pushing the buttocks out. And round. Find that beautiful curve from the crown of your head to your tailbone. And look up, extend. And round. And open. And after this 4th rep, we're going to rock our buttocks down towards our heels, stretching through those arms. You really want to push through those hands on the mat, and that will ensure that you really are stretching out your spinal extensors. And then you'll come back to the center, and let's thread the needle a little bit here just to get that thoracic spine mobile. So as if you're holding a baby, you're going to rock through that arm and leg. And you want to continue looking at the hand. So your gaze is very important to help with the movement. Let's go to the other side. So we're doing 4 per side. Exhale, thread, and up. 2. Inhale up, exhale 3. 1 more. Great. Place that hand down and push back into your shell stretch or child's pose. Really feel like you're pushing through those hands once again. You can even go into the tips of your fingers. That helps to push the buttocks down towards the heels. And breathe. Take as long as you need here before you'll roll up on the exhale. You can also do this by sitting flat on the mat if you struggle with your knees, and open. Well done. Okay, we're now going to lie down, prone on the mat, placing our forehead on our arms. And we're going to lift one leg at a time in this position. So squeeze your glutes, push your pubic bone into the mat, and then lift the leg. And 2, and down. 3, exhale. Inhale down, and exhale up. So you really are squeezing those glutes, pushing the pubic bone into the mat. Your hip bones are naturally going to come up off the mat in this position, but it's a way of protecting your lower back as you take those legs up. One last one. Brilliant. Now we're going to take the upper body up off the mat. So gluing those hands to the forehead, you're going to come up on the exhale. So we're going for 2 here. Inhale down and exhale up. Lengthen through those legs and push those feet into the mat. And up. And 5, exhale. Ensuring that you're looking down towards the mat. And you can keep those elbows lower than your head, just to keep your scapula stable. Brilliant. And push back. And let's go back into our shell stretch. Stretch out that lumbar spine. And take your time here if you want to. You can pause the video. Otherwise, roll up. Grab hold of those inner thighs. Open the chest. Look up. Our last position is our side lying position. So we're finding that banana shape from the toes all the way up to the hand. And we're simply going to point the toe and lift the leg up to just above hip height. Let's go for 1. Down. Exhale up for 2. Inhale down. And 3. We're going to do 8 of these. So really try and lift up through the side of your body. Lower that shoulder. You're only using the hand to balance. You're using your abdominals and your deep core muscles to stabilize you in this side lying position. Last one. And then what we're going to do is leave the leg up there and bring the opposite leg up to meet it and lower the legs. Up you go with the leg and lower them both down. So it's up, up, and exhale down. Inhale, inhale, and exhale lower. Again, we're going to do 8 reps. Inhale, inhale, and exhale. Notice that I'm not dropping in the waist. I'm lifted. One last rep. Point those toes. And now let's lift both legs up. Exhale, up. Inhale, down. Exhale, up for 2. Again, we're going to do our 8 reps. We're contained throughout the entire body. Glue those legs together. You should not only be feeling your outer thighs working, or your hips rather, but also your inner thighs. It's a very controlled movement. Last one. Now you're going to hold it up there. Hold it up. Keep going. We're nearly there. And release it down. Brilliant. Bend that top knee over the bottom leg and stretch back. We're now swapping sides. This is our last exercise for this workout. So we're going to repeat what we did. Our first exercise is lifting that leg up above hip height and down. So inhale to prepare and exhale, lift. Point the toe, lock the knee, and 2, exhale. Inhale down and exhale up for 3. Lifting up through the side of the body, remembering to lower the shoulder, relaxing the head, and 6, exhale. 7. Last one, keep that leg up there. Take the opposite leg to meet it, and then lower both legs down. Up, up, exhale down. Inhale, inhale, and exhale. Keep going. Inhale, inhale, exhale, lift through the side of the body. Don't forget about it. Last 2 reps. Inhale, inhale, point those toes, lock those knees. Up you go for 8. Lower, double leg lifts. Both legs go up to hip height on the exhale. Inhale down, exhale up. Remembering to glue the legs together. Really feeling the hips working, your inner thighs as well as your stabilizing core muscles. And 6. And 7. Remember, on our 8th rep, we're holding the legs up there. Up you go. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release it down. Brilliant. Let's move into our side stretch. So bend that top leg over, stretching the arm back, looking towards that hand, and releasing. Let's now go ahead and stretch our neck from side to side. So we lower the head down and round the head forward towards the legs and then up toward the other side. And exhale, round in a half moon shape. And up. And exhale, round, forward. Really trying to target all those points in the neck. And release down and up. Brilliant. And breathe those arms up towards the ceiling, palms together into prayer position. Thank you so much for joining me today. Remember, please guys, to like, subscribe, and stay tuned.